In today's episode, we have Markus Hecker from SiteLink discussing some powerful features you may not be aware of.
I'm Jim Ross. He's Matt VanHorn. And this is 3 Mile Domination, where we talk about anything and everything regarding the world of self-storage.
Hi everyone, this is Jim Ross. This is episode number 21 of the 3 Mile Domination show. And this episode, we're going to continue with a vendor spotlight here. And you don't need any introduction here. This is Markus Hecker from SiteLink. And if anyone's been around in storage or poke around looking to start a business in storage, immediately you'll find SiteLink. They're everywhere. So how's it going, Markus?
It's going great, Jim. Thank you very much. I appreciate you including us and making this happen. I'm very flattered. Thank you for
of course.
putting this on.
This is great. Yeah, before our interview, we were talking about how long we've kind of known each other. It looks like we were both kind of came to the industry at the almost like exact same year, about 20 years ago.
Back in the day, time flies, doesn't it?
Oh, it's crazy. And it's been amazing just watching the different versions of SiteLink that's come out and just how it's taken over the industry, and it's like the software to go to. So kudos to you to always being one step ahead of everybody, and it works out great.
Well, thank you. In the industry, the storage industry certainly has seen their share of changes. We were just talking the other day internally how when we first launched SiteLink in 1999, back then as a Windows program, yep, the tenant insurance wasn't that prevalent, wasn't included in the program out of the box. I don't even know how owners may do without that. And now, of course, tenant insurance is such a big integral part of software, the reporting from the accounting aspect, but also relaying the data, tenant data, policy data to the tenant insurance company without having to fax or mail or email the reports from the store to the insurance company. So a lot of ways in the software to make things more efficient. Programs, industries come a long way. I wanted to tell you we're here in Raleigh, North Carolina at our home office in our world headquarters, if you will. We have a little over 70, about 72, 73 employees here. Our tech support operates out of this office. My colleagues are literally just next to me. Our programmers, I'm not even sure, 14 or 15 full-time developers are busy here in this building, and that's really been the linchpin to growth. We keep the development, we keep the service in-house, and we focus on service. We try to design a product that eliminates problems and service calls in the first place. And by keeping the experience of every phone call in-house, whether it's to phone call, to sales, or service, and by measuring all the calls that come into the office here, we can better analyze how to improve the product. There's no amount of smart programmers we can hire to build a better mousetrap. It requires, for us, it has always required being hands-on, in touch with the customers, hearing their feedback, hearing their experience, learning from it, and developing the program around that. I'm sorry, didn't turn my phone off here.
No, you're good. No, and I could attest to that, especially during the early days. I remember, when it was first coming out, and just getting the ball rolling, and pretty much any feedback we ever gave, it was like, okay, thank you, and we're gonna work on that. And like the next version came out, and it was attested to, and it was fixed, and we moved on, and it's great. So that's the best way to make a good product, is listening to your customers and what they have to say, and make them happy.
Thanks. My two favorite lines are, am I the first one to figure this out or to make this request? And of course the answer is yes, probably. And then in the next after the next update, the customer saying, well, I didn't know you were going to put this in. And we say, of course we did.
No,
of course we would.
No, that's great. And again, this kind of leads me to my question here. The purpose of this call is, again, there are so many features and benefits and everything that SiteLink really does. I kind of want to delve into some more of the underutilized aspects that people may not be really aware of with SiteLink. It's not just.
Thanks.
So I want to kind of have this opportunity to kind of go into a little more detail on those features.
Thanks. It's interesting when we speak with clients, they're usually interested in one or two features or things, and it's something different for most every customer. It could be the integration with the website, which works great with SiteLink. We're the leader in online rentals, online reservations, electronic leases on the website. It could be clients want to eliminate backups of their Windows, or sometimes even to this day, believe it or not, DOS-based program.
Oh my gosh.
It could be clients want to do more with the CRM, do more with letters, notices, text messaging. Seldom do clients call and have a list of things they seek to accomplish. We love that when it happens. But usually it's just one or two features. And so it's really important for us to build a rapport with the client, so after they install the software, they then get into the other tools, the other features. Text messaging, of course, everybody lives on their smartphone. We all have one here.
Sure.
We all know what that is, and that's how clients communicate. It used to be letters, maybe phone calls, maybe emails, and now it's text messages. It's not unreasonable for a storage operator to reduce delinquencies substantially by text messaging clients. It's not unreasonable to improve the customer experience by sending a birthday greeting out. And the flexibility to let clients, storage owners, create these, we call them CRM tasks, to connect with clients. It doesn't just have to be a late letter. It doesn't just have to be an invoice. There's so many other ways. There's money in that. And it makes us think of our company not so much as a software firm, but as a money business. We're in the business of making owners money.
Sure.
We don't like to. We tell owners if our product doesn't pay for itself and then some, we'd rather not you use it. It's not. We didn't create SiteLink Web Edition. We didn't release it in 2006 just to have a web-based product of our formerly Windows platform. Yeah. We released it because, just like mobile phones, technology gets easier to use, and there's tremendous profit promise in using these tools. And just like cell phones are easier to use than ever than my old brick phone that it was tough to send a simple text message on. Sure. And now we can talk to it. Our software's gotten easier too. We do more with fewer clicks. We have same great speed. Our architecture, we chose our architecture to make sure everybody has the same great speed, no matter what time of day, no matter what device they're on. If I could highlight the top 4 or 5 features that are really the most popular, I would tell you it has to be text messaging.
That's huge.
Along with that, a lot of our storage operators do robocalling. The tenants don't always like it, but robocalling is tremendously effective. We have technology partners like Storage Collections. You can sign up with them, and they place automatic phone calls to your tenants. It could be a birthday call. It could be a collection call. It could be, I'm sure, Mr. and Ms. Customer, you forgot, courtesy call. I love those.
Sure.
And I get a call from my doctor's or my dentist to remind me of an appointment. Of course, I love that. So use it to your advantage. Letters. It used to just be the old-fashioned paper document that looks like it was written on a 1950s typewriter. Make it an HTML document. Make it one that includes your logo, an image of your store, coloring, pretty borders, just like we're used to getting more feature-rich, more appealing emails. Yeah. That's what HTML is. Design your documents just like that. We have a HTML editor built in that is tremendously powerful. It looks more professional. Everybody loves it.
Yep.
I
just personally, I'll just tell you, I've seen that many times when I've taken over a site and they've used SiteLink and I've gone on and looked at it. And they're using, the regular templates are fine. They're good. but when you have that option to do the HTML and make it really pop, then it doesn't take much to even really do it at all to kind of get it designed and then save that template. Just looks much more professional. That's the bottom line.
It does. You're exactly right. And if somebody doesn't want to do it themselves, we can create your property map. We can set up your forms for you here. Yep. We're really adamant about adding all the editors for our letters and our property map in the program because clients' lives change, businesses change, the sizes of units change. Clients have to be able to rearrange letters, reformat letters, reword letters on the fly. Same with the property map. So a lot of operators turn 2 units into 1 and vice versa. They change parking, they add on, and that has to work for them in the program. We'll make that very easy. So text messaging, robocalling, the whole letter word editor, including the HTML documents, those features are huge. Another feature that is just tremendous, and I've seen it, and I'm so happy that so many operators are now finding it works for them. They're believing in it, and it's online rentals. I've never talked to an operator who said, we do online rentals and we regret it. We wish we didn't. We're going to stop. I've never heard anybody say that. If you're an owner and you're watching this, consider talking to operators that do online rentals. Don't just focus on the operators. Don't just talk to owners who do not do them. We have almost half of our clients using the SiteLink API to integrate with their website and other services and do online rentals. The profit in that is tremendous. And I've even talked to one operator who said, look, I'd rather not give you a comment about it because it works so well for my stores. I'd rather not share it with anybody.
Competition to have it, huh? Yeah.
The last 2 years, when we attended the Texas Self-Storage Association conference, there were panels specifically about online rentals. And there were operators from Texas and outside of Texas. And it was standing room only, and it was quiet. You could have heard a pin drop when these 3 operators talked about how they do online rentals and how well it works for them. There's more than one way to do online rentals. Some owners think, oh gosh, I lose control. I'll never see the tenant. They get a gate code on the website. You don't have to do that. You can always retain control and make the customer come to the office.
Correct.
They have to anyway in order to store. So you might as well invite them into the office or make them come to the office, show ID and other verification before you give them the gate code. But you lock the client in. They're not going to your website because they're bored or surfing the web and just don't have any other sites to go to. People don't do that. They're only going to your website because they're interested in storage, they want to buy, they're used to buying. We do it with Amazon and other services. Same with storage.
You get that customer reserved or locked in, they get all their information up front, so it actually saves much more time when they actually do come to the office. They're already pretty much done except for on the final transactions. So I'm all on board for e-rentals. That's great.
Good. SiteLink eSign. Our SiteLink eSign, our electronic signature capture has been tremendously powerful. And it was sort of the last piece that pushed a lot of operators to not understanding, but buying into the whole online rental concept. SiteLink eSign is a tremendous tool. It's free. It's included in SiteLink. It complies with all the electronic signature laws, the forensics. It's immensely flexible because you can add as many signatures to any document that tenants sign that you like. The typical lease often has at least 2 signatures, one from the tenant, one from the manager. But more and more owners add the insurance contract and have additional signatures. Yes, no boxes. Yes, the tenant accepts insurance, sign here. No, the tenant declines insurance, sign here that I, the tenant, decline. A lot of flexibility. We store those documents in SiteLink. Even if you, as an owner, don't want to do online rentals yet, do e-sign at the store. Eliminate the paper.
Eliminate the
Eliminate the
paperwork.
printing.
Yeah, that's great.
The storage in bankers' boxes. We have almost 500,000 leases now executed electronically with SiteLink e-sign. We store those in SiteLink the way they were as of the moment the tenant executed them. You can lease by phone. You can be on the phone with a tenant and take them off the market by sending them a lease while you're talking to them.
That's huge. That comes up a lot. That's big.
Tremendously powerful, and it's free.
Wow, that's great. Yeah, e-sign. It's been what, a year or so? Maybe longer than that.
Maybe just a little over a year we've had it.
Yep. And yeah, out of the box. The first time I used it, I was very impressed. So
Thank you.
That's again, it's one of those things that's way. That's the future. You got to stay ahead of everything, and everything's has to be more convenient, has to be online, and the way you store all the contracts that way and keep a paperless office. Just for that alone, I'm good for that. I hate paper, so
it's definitely going that way.
I hate clutter.
If it prints in SiteLink, it can email. So.
Yeah.
A lot of ways to eliminate paper. With SiteLink eSign, one of the big selling points is really the lease audit. You have a very powerful lease audit where you can view all your leases in a matrix, in a grid, a spreadsheet type menu where you have all the data fields. You can do searches, and it's really hard to do if you have all your leases stashed away in bankers boxes and you have to pull them out one by one. This is the best way. It's like scanning all your leases in and having search capability for just about any item on the lease.
Wow.
Very powerful.
That's great. See, again, I've never even seen that part of it, so I'll have to check that out.
Very powerful. Very powerful. On the subject of bringing the support in-house or having support in-house and being able to write features like eSign and being able to support it right here without depending on an outside third-party service for that, we also brought in-house credit card processing. Mm-hmm. We still work with our technology partners, so we certainly don't require or insist on owners using our SiteLink merchant services, but it's been tremendously popular and clients have asked for it. We've always handled the credit card processing through SiteLink, so clients said, look, we trust SiteLink, we've always gotten great service. SiteLink's never changed their subscription since launching Web Edition in 2006. You guys are doing all the things we would love for our credit card processor to do too. Why don't you get into the business? And so we did. We have signed up more than 2,000 locations on our SiteLink merchant services now.
Nice.
And I got to tell you, it's not about the rates. This industry is very, very well served with credit card rates already.
Okay.
It didn't used to. A lot of owners paid more than they should have for credit card rates. And that pendulum swung the other way, has swung the other way. Owners get great rates now. Mm-hmm. So our clients come to us and say, Markus, don't even talk to us about great rates. We expect that. You had better deliver those.
Sure.
What we're after is growth. How do we grow without adding more accounts receivable folk? How do we automate the reconciliation process? When we talk to accountants, they're happy to hear we not only, as we always have to track all the activities, credit card activities in SiteLink,
sure,
but we no longer have to have the accountant go into the virtual terminal where they see all the activities that their processor shows. We bring those into SiteLink and merge them with the activities in SiteLink on one report. And we show that to auditors or just accountants that work in storage. They love it.
Yeah. Makes it much more easier to check that check and balance of the payment coming through and then on the credit card and then reconciliation.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all in one spot. That's great.
Yes. So by bringing all that in-house and by obviously being a software firm, but also now an ISO, an independent service organization that provides these credit card services, we can deliver more tools. We can have a better integration, not just process the old-fashioned way. On that note, we can also flag one of the big areas where owners pay more in fees, and that's for credit card transactions with missing or wrong billing addresses. When the billing address is not in the software, owners often get what's called integrity fees. And we can eliminate those by flagging right at the time the manager takes the credit card that the billing address is not valid or, of course, missing.
Sure.
The billing address is not part of the magnetic strip, so when you swipe the card, it doesn't go in. The manager literally has to type it in. For security reasons, the billing addresses are not part of the mag strip or anywhere on the credit card. And as soon as the manager does, SiteLink gives them the opportunity to verify that address. And so if you're an owner with hundreds of water bill tenants every month, we give you a report when you're with SiteLink Merchant Services that shows you which billing addresses are missing or wrong. And for all the new tenants that sign up, we give the manager an opportunity to get the right billing address directly into SiteLink.
Oh, that's great. That's just one extra step of verification for, again, not just for credit cards, but again, you always have to have a good mailing address when it comes to self-storage for the managers, and that leads into delinquencies and sending letters off. So, got to have a good address. So having that right at the very beginning of moving is very beneficial.
You bring up a good point. It takes a little bit of training to ask the manager, what is the billing address? Where do you live? Because the billing address could be a P.O. box, and if the tenant tells you they're living at this address, they might pause and say, I'm actually moving. This address will soon change.
Yeah.
So it's good to have that discussion and never blindly depend on the address that's on the driver's license.
Yep. Exactly.
When we're at trade shows and clients ask us about our feature for swiping driver's licenses into the SiteLink, which works great for licenses in most states, we always ask the customer, is your driver's license address accurate?
Yeah.
And many times the customer will pause and say, you know what, it's not. And that helps us sort of drive home the importance of that conversation, that counseling call between the manager and the customer.
No, that's very important. Know, have a good address and where they live. And I guess talking about where they live and that, we were talking about the Google Maps feature.
Oh yes, thank you. So we integrate with Google Maps, and we have a great way of plotting your commercial customers, your residential customers, and even your competitors on Google Maps. I think everybody knows what Google Maps is. It's a street map of the world, or let's just say your region where you operate. And it's nice to show where your tenants are located around your store. And we've had owners with that visual be able to target advertising better. Segment the advertising, have different advertising to different regions. We've had owners realize there were physical barriers between some parts of town and the storage location. It could be not just a river, but road construction, for instance, or construction period.
Sure.
Great tool.
That's great. Yeah, once you see that, that's my name, the 3 mile. I love doing like the 3 mile rings, and it just brings everything home. You can see it on your screen, businesses around you, your competitors, map it around. It just helps kind of bring everything in perspective of where your customers are, your other alliances, your competition. And it helps me, at least when I'm talking to owners, helps tremendously when I start talking about target marketing, what we're going to be doing. Because really, if it's outside your 3 mile influence, what's the point? So that's really what we focus on. So to have that tool, that'll help me as well. So thank you for that.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah.
That's really nice. There is probably one other item that I would point out, and that's our MyHub. MyHub.sitelink.com is our new browser-based version. We released it last year.
Okay.
And a lot of clients wonder, well, is SiteLink web-based? We've had some confusion. We've heard about some confusion in the marketplace. SiteLink is 100% web-based. There is no doubt about it. The data resides in the cloud. But for many of our clients, a browser-based tool for our clients was not the best solution in years past. So when we first released SiteLink Web Edition in 2006, we picked a cached architecture where we keep a copy of the database on the local machine.
Mm-hmm.
It never uploads. It always syncs in real time with the server and then saves on the local machine. There never is the need for owners to have their own servers. There never is the need for networking. It is a web-based program out of the box. It just doesn't run in a SiteLink, in a browser. SiteLink Web Edition doesn't run in a browser.
Yeah.
But as servers have gotten more powerful and internet speeds have improved and internet reliability and availability has improved, we have released our browser-based SiteLink. We call it myhub.sitelink.com.
Oh.
And by the end of the year, this year, 2016, we will have full operating capability in a browser so owners can use a tablet, an iPad.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Nice. That's great.
And do all the activities that managers or storage operators do. And we'll be the only company that has a fully web-based SiteLink, a fully web-based software
Mm-hmm.
that does both. It has the cached architecture for those clients who preferred and the browser-based approach.
Yeah.
And both function simultaneously side by side, so clients don't have to give one up to use the other. You can use the traditional web edition at the store and take the iPad to the unit to show the unit and rent the unit if you're so inclined, and rent the unit on the iPad to the client, to the customer, the tenant inside the unit.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm just envisioning the manager, going and showing the unit, rolling it up. This is perfect. I'm literally just doing it on the iPad right there, and so that's perfect. I'll just do it on the go like that.
We've used our experience that we've gained over the years from talking to all of our clients, more than 13,000 SiteLink users now, to produce the best user interface.
Yeah.
And there's no substitute for working with clients. I mentioned that. And we showed a preview of the MyHub, the browser-based SiteLink, at our April 22nd user conference this year, last April in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And it was so well received. And we're able to improve on the design even of the current web edition with our browser-based MyHub.
Really?
We're really excited. We'll have a great preview for those of you watching this at the September 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th SSA trade show in Las Vegas this year, 2016. If you have plans to go to the SSA conference, please stop by the SiteLink booth. Let us give you a preview of MyHub, myhub.sitelink.com. It will be available in full by the end of the year, but you can already view the graphics, the SiteLink e-sign console, the online reports, the walkthrough audit reports, the ability to work with units, walkthrough audits, enter unit notes, tenant notes in a browser, even on a smartphone de facto today.
Nice.
But by the end of the year, we'll have the full MyHub ready for release.
Yeah, you're speaking of the trade shows. Your trade show booths are always amazing. The great,
thank you.
The tutorials that you guys do, and just be able to get your hands dirty and really see how it works. So,
Thank you.
I'll see you there, by the way, too.
I look forward to that.
Oh yeah, that's great. And again, when people are looking at doing SiteLink, again, you guys have the demo that they can play with and
Yes.
get familiar with it. And where do they go to download that?
Glad you're bringing that up. We just revamped our website. Please check it out. It's
I
really
just noticed that. Yes.
Thank you. SiteLink.com.
Okay.
We released our marketplace, our partner highlight, our technology partners. We worked hard to better showcase all the tools and features and services they offer. Again, SiteLink.com. We have a description of all of our products there. Please check back. We always enhance that site and make it even more informative. Email me, Markus at SiteLink.com, Markus at SiteLink.com, or call us anytime. We're easy to find. We're I'm available 7 days a week, email, phone call. I look forward to speaking with anybody and everybody about SiteLink, giving you demos, telling you about MyHub, the credit card processing, the Google Maps, the text messaging, HTML forms, and all the other things like our property map. Would love to chat with you.
Oh, perfect. Well, great. This has been very informative, so thank you for taking the time.
Thank you, James, for making this happen, and I look forward to seeing you in Las Vegas.
Sounds good. Take care.
Awesome. Thank you, Jim.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
3miledomination.com/call to schedule your free 30-minute marketing tune-up call. I'll give you solid advice you can easily implement with or without us. Until next time.